Frigid here as always. That's not the team. I have conceived an idea most ingenious. Well, a strategy most ingenious.
승전보가 울렸어. 그럼에도 말든 즐거워.
노래 내용이 좀 복잡했지만
와일드 헌트야. 더 앞으로 막아서는 것들도 이.
Okay. I want to double check this his skills. Flex 3 sinking, okay. 2 sinking, and pending rune. Well, that's probably not going to help much, because it changes the panic type. Don Quixote's probably immune to that.
노래 내용이 좀 복잡했지만 어느 못할 일은 없어.
Took a little while for bot rigs to connect. Inflicted defense level down. That could actually prove quite useful. Oh my gosh. Time to bust out the bot spray. Let's see. Coin power +1 for... Okay, so that just makes so they can get up to 2 additional coin power. Same there. That gets an increase to base power. You can also gain Serpent Arm on crit. That gets 2 to base power, or coin power. Hmm. That gets boosted. But this one... inflicts ward defense level down. Looks like it gains that that effect. I'm not sure. Crap. There, that did it. I think we'll hold off on uptying that for now. Okay, I think part of the trouble I was having is that I was not using enough identities that had an evade defense skill. No. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a crazy idea. Maybe not that one. Definitely that one, though.
동구쉔크 3 돈키호테.
Oh my gosh, what the heck is with all the freaking bots?
이 관람차 옛 전쟁도 없지.
승차처럼 수많은 팔을 가지고 있던 그 감.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
Oh, come on!
단격발. 심지어 발견.
Well, that didn't quite work as planned.
또 한 번 막아내. 이번에도 막을 수 있어. 중할까봐 떠올려.
This is where the fedora comes off.
주라니야. 죽도록 달릴 시간이다.
What the heck? Oh! Right! Forgot about that. That only stacks poise count. For some reason I thought it stacked poise and poise count. Well, dang.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
I remember saying you wanted to attack that. Weird. Ooh, there we go. Hello, CG9. Yeah. I'll be honest, the strategy I've got here is a little crazy.
시간 끌 것 없이 모조리 치워버리죠. 이제 깨우치시게.
But I think it just might work.
무상은 없음.
Sort of. There's some truth to what you say there.
전통된
So, one of the problems that I was having before is that I had only one character that had an evasion defense skill.
주라디야. 죽도록 달릴 시간이다.
Well, the problem with that is that the skills that Don Quixote has that have unbreakable coins, the best way to deal with them is to use an evasion skill. Now that said, even if those attacks, even then, one issue is Don Quixote flipping heads on a lot of those skills, which is actually what he's for. I intended to spam his skills and all that to inflict as much sinking to try and keep his SP low. Ryoshu here, in addition to having an evade skill, her skill 2, if she's got enough poise count, becomes an AoE attack, which is actually meant to try and help break characters out of being impaled. And Marisol here, his job is simple. busts out as much damage as he possibly can against Don Quixote. If I'm not mistaken, he refills his ammo if he gets staggered. Which, he's yet to be staggered. Who's the support? It's basically all the same characters. So, like, the Hey Show pack, they're still there. Still got the Barber of La Mancha Land for Otis. I'm kind of erring on the side of caution and assuming that the characters I start out with are probably going to get knocked out at some point. Yeah, Marisol's other task with his job is to last as long as he can.
목을 내놓고 이겨라.
세계 나와라. 이 앞에서
이 장품이 승리.
누구 하나 살려고 하지 마라. 그렇게 서 있으니 목이 떨어졌어.
I think that was 2 coffins that he just gained there. What does that put him at? Oh, come on. Woo! So yeah, it may look like throw a bunch of genetically stronger identities at the problem. Dimension Shredder? Not yet.
또 한 번 막아내.
서도록 할까?
Oh yeah, Dimension Shredder's Resurrection. Let's see. Impending Ruin's not going to work on him, right? I guess I'll have to check after this. Not yet. Not yet, Nelly. The time for that will come.
그렇게 서 있으니 목이 떨어졌어.
Well, that sucks. Actually, with the attack weight of that one, I'm better off clashing with it. Neutral. Favored. So 28. 22 at most. That's going to be a good matchup. Desert for blood. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, so that's going to inflict bleed count no matter what. I think that's the other thing that was causing me problems. Bleed. What the heck was it? Mode of Blood Feast. Oh, gritty.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
목을 떨궈주마.
There, that at least reduces the damage.
거나. 그렇게나 참아왔던 것이지만
Let the green or go through on purpose. Not sure. Let's see. Ooh. Target becomes staggered, then becomes congealed blood next turn. No. Can't be having that. Crap. That's about my only good bet there. For those two, I'd rather not have to burn it for that. You go for the yellow? Hang on. +1 coin pet for every 2 speed difference. I think that might actually work better. Because he still needs to hit. Unfortunately, since I uptied her, see, on hit against targets, I guess that's bloody murder. Gain +1 poise count and 1 haste. Hong Lu? Yeah, he could take the shield, yeah, but there aren't a whole lot of options I have for taking those 2 attacks. That's a bit of a gamble. I hope it pays off.
저 해충들을 보려내라. 이제 묘야. 길을 열어.
Butler Mark? Is that what the BM is short for? You missed! Ha! Suck it, bitch! Oh! It does affect him! What, you didn't know I was an evil genius? Well, now you know. Okay, maybe not so much of an evil genius. Alright, so lose 15 SP. Not ideal, but I'll take it. Crap. Crap. Let's see. Oh, shit! Yeah, it was the bleed effects that were causing my party to get staggered. Alright. If you say so. Wait a second. Five seeking and 2 count. I don't think Don Quixote has weak attacks. Just relatively weak. I thought he would have fit in it. Okay, so who staggered just... Ah, shite! I think it counts the thing behind him as part of the sprite model. Inflict 8 bleed. So if I could stagger, I don't know if I could make him lose that clash. Okay. Well, that's weird. I thought that would have worked. Hang on. Ooh, I've got plenty of gluttony. Don Quixote! Our Don Quixote, you're up. Orb? Actually. Oh. Interesting. That's quite the twist. I was thinking about using this. Game word? What do you mean? Weird. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna complain about that, honestly. How come he doesn't have much in the way of burn? Oh, that is not good. Really sick of this bastard's bleed damage. Only I can do that.
거스를 수 없는
누가 목숨이야.
Oh, thank goodness! Faust, thank you for surviving. I am 10 billion% sincere about that. That's a Dr. Stone reference if you don't know.
전투 응대에 나선다. 이 전투는 승리할 거예요.
You're dang right it'll conclude with victory. Well, Marisol just died.
도망친 적이 없었습니다. 잠시 헛디딘 것이었습니다.
Yeah, I would agree. You've never run from things. You've only had momentary lapses. I don't have crushed bound past.
질병이 걸린 채로 살아가요.
You whose very fate is cursed with this sickness,
숨막히는 목마름 속에서
capable of love, even as your mind ailed from the suffocating, parching thirst.
그리워 죽어가던 저
That is why you saved my life from the periphery of death. Tried to share your love.
왜 죽으려고 했니?
Tell me, why did you seek death?
고통에서 벗어나고 싶어.
Because I wanted to get away from the pain.
이상하구나.
Odd.
대부분의 인간들은
Most humans inflict suffering onto others to be freed from their own.
해결이 될 수 없어.
How could hurting others help when my pain comes from this endless cold?
가족이나 형제,
Where's your family? Your siblings?
나는 날 때부터
I
혼자
never had anyone, not even on the day I was born. I've only known the cold, the loneliness.
그러니까 처음부터
So I want to burn myself to ashes like I was never here.
그렇다면
Then,
내가 더 이상 죽고 싶지
allow me to grant you the will to live.
너에게 영원히
The family I shall grant you will forever be by your side.
나를
Come with me.
내 이름은
You may know my name as Quixote,
더디에
or Don Quixote.
뜻의 성을
Don has the signifier of my nobility. And
가슴이 뛰더라.
made my heart beat once again.
산초야 모험이 시작된다.
Sancho, thus commences our adventure.
누구도
We shall receive no assistance, blood fiend or not. This shall be us two against the world.
갑니다.
I know.
많은
I
기사들과
suppose we will encounter many knights on our journey,
신성도 있을
many of
거야.
whom shall challenge me to a duel.
네가 뒤를
We'll watch my
봐줘야
back when the time comes, won't you? You must strike our
한다.
foes with a heart that knows no fear.
그리고 말이지. 이
Ah, and how could I
순간부터
forget? From this moment onward, we must abandon our identities as blood fiends as well.
인간처럼 행세하고
In other
다녀야
words,
한다는 거지.
we must appear and behave as humans do.
갑니다. 그래서 당신의 로신한테도
I know that as well. That is why you have transformed your Rocinante into the shape of a horse, as awkward as it may appear.
원래는 진짜 멋있어 보이는 피의 갈기를 휘날렸는데
It used to have such a beautiful flowing mane of blood. Oh! What did it look like before?
보거라.
Alas, even Rocinante finds this appearance unpleasant, sighing and exhaling, so unlike itself.
그런데
Do you even know where this elusive tavern is supposed to be?
그건 네가 알아봐야
Is that not your responsibility to learn of?
처박혀있던 건
I've been holed up in that castle for as long as you have in any meaningful metric. How should I know?
나
You're truly impossible. I have not once seen nor heard of a child who speaks in such an insolent manner to a higher kindred.
이제는 인간처럼 생각하라고 하지 않았습니까?
I thought we were to appear and behave as humans do. This is supposed to be an adventure, after all.
그런데 산초야.
Speaking of which, dear Sancho, I have overheard the travelers from earlier, and they say that there's a cave in which a fearsome man-eating bear has made its home.
곰이요?
Really? A bear?
그런 거 마음만
I
먹으면
can obliterate that poor animal in less than 3.
그렇게 시시하게
Oh,
끝내는
please,
것보다는
where's the fun in that? We shall battle this fell beast like the battles in which the fixers for the books have struggled so valiantly.
그런 거
Our adventure, then, was full of amateur's mistakes and foolhardy confidence, but
곰 고기도 먹어보는 거다.
we shall feast on bear meat as well.
이 얘기를 들으면
You have but to imagine the look of shock on Dulcinea's face as we regale her with this tale.
질색이 아니라 멸시입니다 그건.
Game meat can be kind of tricky to use. Well, tricky to cook. A look of disgust would be more accurate.
할 수 없을
Those were the days my heart beat more vibrantly than ever before.
밤이 서둘러 다가온다 해도
The night approacheth with great haste.
이 어둠을 헤치고 나아가.
Yet thou shalt hew open a path, cleaving the shadows in twain.
세상에 둘도 없는
With the blessings and approval of our family of which there is no equal.
모든 위험한 것들을
Challenge and vanquish all things perilous.
행복에 닿을 수 있을
And at
것이다.
last, reach true happiness.
의심할 여지 없이
Thus how indubitable.
오늘 나에게
The magnificence with which mine ingenious adventures of today shall shine.
그리고 우리에게 일어날 모험이기도 하지.
Which is our adventure as well.
다들 기억하지?
You remember the words, right? A fixer must maintain a head clear of corruption, speech free of deceit, and conduct guided by clemency.
모험은 용맹스럽고
Show courage and adventure, and bear pain and suffering.
어려운 자들에게는
And pray, forget not the mercy for the downtrodden.
마지막에는
And last but not least,
목숨을 걸고서라도
pursue your
꿈을
dream,
잡으러 가는
even if it means wagering your life for the chase.
그리고 다시 이곳으로 돌아와서
And we'll return here and talk all about it, no matter how many moons it takes.
서로가 겪은 여러
About all the wonderful adventures we've undertaken.
제정신이 아니라고.
Even if I were to lose my mind,
제자리만 도는
even if all this is just a fake steed running in circles on a carousel, I don't want to stop.
치료할 수
Even if it means that you must struggle against this incurable disease.
거기까지
Even if you must stand against your own blood. Your father.
상처 이미 끝나버린
Oh, he survived.
닿는다는 말이
I like it when he does that. Bloody merry-go-round. Unclashable. Coagulated dream? Do I want to know what that is? Oh, he did die. Dang it, why'd you waste your coffins, man? Huh? Okay, why did he go first? That's freaking cheating, man. Oh. Okay, it's usually eliminate blood piece by 30 when killed by synergetic memories of the dreaming adventure. Okay, seems like it'd be a bad idea to have Don Quixote take those down. Ah, crap.
불가 위야. 막아내지 마. 무상은 없어.
What the? Oh.
계속해봐라. 이 폭풍이 잦아들 때까지
우리는 조금도 변하지 못했다.
너희에게 안식을 너의 쓸모를
Okay, nobody died. Good. Who staggered this time? Okay. Okay, good. He's not using he's not spamming unbreakable coins now. Wait, Faust died? Ah, hell! She's gonna die pretty dang soon. But she doesn't have enough poise count to turn that into a... Oh, you gotta be kidding me! Oh, I see. When it said killed by Don Quixote, it meant that Don Quixote. I have a plan.
목을 콱 물어버리자고.
Huh?
기록에 따라 당신은 반드시 집행하겠습니다.
정아리였던 너의 쓸모를 낼 시간이다.
Alright. Let's see you pull up that trick again. Now wait. He makes a character when they enter the field do a skill 3 or skill 1 if they're depending on their part of his faction. Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Tears of the Tarnished Blood. Yeah, that's probably a better idea. Let's see. Oh! Don Quixote gains a special effect. And what is that special effect? Ooh. Okay then. AoE skill 3. Yeah, that's what I'm doing there. Unless you mean with that specifically. Probably. It's about the only thing that's got a good chance of winning against it. Why did that one get weaker? Oh, for every 5 bleed on the target, she doesn't have any. Take what?
간만에 목을 적시 목을 떨궈주마.
수 없다면 직접 후회를 새길.
What the hell? What kind of bullshit is that?
상념으로 맑은 하늘 가리고 이 한 몸 바쳐 땅으로 모든 피 쏟아내리. 이깟 더러운 피에 무릎 꿇을 소냐.
자, 집으로 갈까?
Okay, this guy's really starting to piss me off. True.
전투 응대에 나서.
다음 세상으로 넘어가려면 참 여기구나.
유라니아, 죽도록 달릴 시간이다.
How'd she get healed? Go with that. There. Well, who's being targeted by that skill again? Rodion. That's also targeting her. Oh wait. Well, she can take it better than Rodion can.
목을 콱 물어버리자고.
Okay, what the heck is going on here?
목을 목을 떨궈주마.
It should be pretty much constantly rolling heads, and yet he keeps out-rolling me.
기록했다.
Okay, neutral's counted in your favor. Good to know.
나대지 말고 내 뒤에 서 있어. 주.
Yeah, one poise count and one haste. I don't think so.
속에서
Oh, do those generate a shield for him every turn too? That would explain a lot. Yeah, so the horses have been giving him the shield. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought I was supposed to leave them up because they were giving me, because they were granting me sanity each turn.
목을 내놓고 있도록. 뱀으로 꿰뚫어라. 저 해충들을 도려내.
이 거리면 충분해. 너한테. 지금 알겠지만.
사이로 짐승 정도의 허덕이나
Oh. Looks like they've been taking some splash damage. Oh, would you look at that? He's been staggered. Lucky me.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
목을 떨궈주마.
꿈을 꾸러 가.
가까스로 거짓 모험에서 빠져. 낙마의 아픔을 잊을 수 있게.
Oh shit.
먹을 콱 물어버리자.
Crap.
찾아낼 때까지 너희에게 안식은 없다.
이렇게 지쳐보는 것도 얼마만인지. 옛날 생각나지 않니? 산초에
What the? Oh. For a bit there, I thought he healed the full. Oh, both of them died.
참 어떤 것이지만 나도 결국 성공을 됩니다. 행색이 이상하나 그럼에도 이상이여 내가 봤어. 내가 아시의 이상을 함께 줬던 고위 이상이여.
Hey, quiet enough. You're bullshit.
조금도 변하지 못했단다. 벗어날 수 없는 갈등. 그렇게 말해주다.
I'm starting to think that killing those horses is maybe a bad idea. Oh my gosh, what the heck is it this time?
이미 끝나버린 꿈에 어떻게 닿는다는 말이. 일기당천.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me! And how the heck am I supposed to get past this? Might have to finish it off with just these two. That may very well be what it comes down to.
일기당천.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me! Ishmael's down.
날개를 펼치고 발톱을 걸어. 나의 손으로 잘라낼 수 있다면
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Freaking bleed.
천장에
가까스로 거짓 모험에서 빠진 낭마의 아픔을 잊을 수 있게.
I'm really sick of his bullshit! Is Don Quixote invincible during this fight?
일기당천. 간만에. 넷.
쉬운 채로 죽여.
There's a certain what?
이렇게 지쳐보는 것도 얼마만인지. 옛날 생각나지 않니? 산초야.
How does his health go up? He had just about 1,000 before.
일기당천. 우리는 조금도 변하지 못했다. 벗어날 수 없는
I'm guessing this is the move. Let's see. Powerful deluge of blood rips this series like blades through paper. What shame. You used to make me lances that were much more graceful than this. Yet, this was more than enough power to destroy that feeble timepiece of yours. He launches a lance of blood at me with his inhuman strength. Instinctively knew that the spear was to be my demise, and I couldn't help but avert my eyes from the impending doom. I guess we never had a chance to begin with. Didst thou not say? Look at the sudden, upbeat, cheerful voice. There stood Sancho, standing tall even as her body was torn by the brutal, sanguine lance. Broken and bold, and yielding before the first kindred's insurmountable might. That thou shalt decide the time for me to come to my senses! It's the same back I always saw scampering toward inevitable trouble whenever something interesting was happening. Same silhouette of the troublemaker who always appeared so small to me. But at this very moment, her familiar and reassuring shadow felt so much larger. Infinitely larger as she stood in front of me. So I called to her in a name I never thought I would get another chance to repeat. Don Quixote. It is unfortunate that you now protect them with your back that once shielded me. But I am proud that you stopped my lance. Yet, what will you do now, Sancho? Your strength must be spent after such a mighty feat. I intend to fight still. This is not the end. Even if it is not by my hand, even if it is not this day where your adventure ends, this sickness will inevitably drag you off that steed. I could see Don Quixote's expression from where I was. Even still. I know that. Even still, though to some may only appear to be playing a character, though I may never truly reach my destination. She was incandescent, like a brilliant star twinkling in the night sky. Should I persevere to walk the journey of my own choosing, and continue this tale? That very brilliance compelled me to reach out and hope. Also, his readers, he looked much older now. That shall be your dream. But that star shine ever brighter. Superbia? will light your path. So don't hesitate. Go. Walk the journey of your own choosing. I shan't be long. He does kind of look older, although I suppose maybe the marks on his face kind of do that. Plus, kind of looking more tired will cause a person to look older. And the guy's probably feeling pretty tired, having been staked to that windmill for however long it's been. Sancho. I have conceived an idea most ingenious. What is it this time? Alas, it appears that we are not availed to the benevolent mediating force of Bari to quell our quarrels. Then I suppose we are at an impasse, want of a better mediation than one wrought by force. Let us test our mights in a duel, in a singular bout of our lances. Come now, let us give it our all. Is there no other way? This momentum, this responsibility of mine to perpetuate the festival, to provide my family with what they yearned for, it cannot be stopped. This carousel by the name of La Mancha land whirls too swiftly for me to dismount, even as it remains anchored in place. I don't know if it would be correctly called that a windmill. Why did that show up in the multi-chat from OBS? That's odd. Yet, if you can shadow the burden of my nature, my responsibilities, that not prove your dream mightier than the weight of my duty. He's a duty! I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Show me, demonstrate before me the strength of thy dream, the grandeur of it. Still so ridiculously juvenile. How many times must I tell you that it is that very ridiculous juvenility that gives color to life?
내 이름은 키호테. 돈 키호테. 이 창은 그 허황되고 유치한 꿈을 끝내겠다.
내 이름은 산초. 굶어 썩은 나태한 꿈을 끝내겠습니다.
I love space! Dad, I'm in space. I'm proud of you, son. I wasn't expecting a quick time event. To the shattered ruins of the Sangren Lance. Yeah, to the shattered ruins of the Sangren Lance descends silver-haired Don Quixote. Don Quixote. In front of him stands Sancho, about to burst into tears. Quixote. Oh, Don Quixote. You spoke true. Your adventures continue still. He grows more faint with every breath. His hand, reaching out toward Sancho, trembles weakly. Death is near. Yet his voice, mournful it may be, sounds like it's coming from a happy dream. Why don't you take my shoes with you on your adventure? And one day, tell me all about it. No matter how many moons it takes. Tell me how beautiful, how incandescent it was. The light of your dream, shining from the city skies.
우리 꿈이
The dream is ours. Don Quixote's eyes closed softly upon her reply, as though drifting away into a gentle, pleasant dream. Thou mayest know my name as Quixote,
정의로운 해결사
the righteous fixer of justice.
돈
Don Quixote! That declaration, the lance she had so powerfully raised toward the heavens, clatters to the ground.
돈 키호테니
Don Quixote falls to her knees and weeps sorrowfully. Red rain falls from the sky, enveloping her. La Mancha land is falling apart. She carefully slips her feet into Rocinante. They fit perfectly onto her feet, like they were made just for her. Allow me to regale thee that in this adventure of mine, verily, I was blessed with a family of 12. Together, we have braved and vanquished innumerable foes, our wills entwined as one. We were actors of justice, never forsaken hope, not even for a fleeting moment. And at last, I've come to understand what thou hast dreamed.
그놓고 먼 꿈을 또다시 몽환
Thus, I now set off on another adventure to seize that dream that twinkles so far, far above us. It is high time I introduce myself to thee once again.
내 이름은
Thou mayst know me as Quixote,
거기에
or Don Quixote.
포기하다는 뜻의 성을 붙여
Don as a signifier of my nobility.
그대와 함께
I am a fixer who shall sprint for the dream side by side with thee. She needs all the head pats. Let freaking bleed, man. Yeah, really, I kind of relate to her in a somewhat strange and ironic way. You might think from kind of having the whole knight motif that I have for my VTuber avatar that I'd be rather idealistic, optimistic person. But you'd actually be quite wrong. A lot of stuff I've seen of the world, as well as stuff I've personally experienced, I'm actually a rather cynical person. And honestly, it's, as much as I'd like to think I have what it takes to be sort of a knight in shining armor type, I don't think I really do. But honestly, kind of hope that maybe I could set an example, try to set an example for I don't know about the identity crisis. I do nonetheless think that that ideas of honor and chivalry are something to live up to. With, I don't know, maybe to be something of vain hope that it could maybe set an example for people to honor and for people to follow in that regard. After some time passed.
수고하셨어요. 기대를 저버리지 않으셨나요?
Good work, everyone. You certainly did not disappoint.
라만차랜드의 토벌과
Not only did
더불어
you successfully destroy La Mancha Land,
창조자의 유해까지
you also brought us the carcass of its founder. You show no wrath, no relief. We're gonna look at release. Do you feel nothing upon the demise of this man who caused the deaths of so many?
분노,
Hatred, resentment.
이런
Those emotions will only grow moldy and
목표에
stuffy.
제대로
They'll eventually stand between us and our goals.
비유하자면
You seem a little chilly there, miss. If I were to make a comparison, I'd say
어렸을 때 이야기로만
it's more
들었던
like
동화 속 주인공
I'm meeting the protagonist of a fairy tale I once read as a child. I'm sure the family of his victims would be very pleased to hear you say that. Oh,
제가
didn't
이
I tell
말씀을
you?
2달 전
2 months ago, when the Mancha Land suddenly manifested here,
제 가까운 친족
I
중
lost one of my
하나는
closest relatives to
그
the
실종자 중
phenomenon.
하나를 찾으려고 온 가족의
My
모든
family tried all
방법을 다
kinds of
동원해
methods to get them
보았는데
back, but it was all
별다른 소득이
pointless.
없- 그러다 어느 날
Until one day,
라만차랜드가 생겨나는
I saw
영상을
footage of La Mancha Land starting to manifest.
P사에 살았던
It's a
사람들이란
tale at P Corp that everyone who's lived here knows. The old tale about the singularity created by P Corp's chief executive director.
그 특이점이
When I watched that video, I suddenly understood that our singularity is surprisingly similar to La Mancha Land.
이 뒤는 굳이 말을 덧붙이지
I
않아도
don't suppose any
괜찮겠죠?
further explanation is necessary.
네. 그래도
Well,
여기까지
here we are
왔네요.
anyway, I suppose.
아무튼 황금
Anyway,
가지를 얻으신 걸
congratulations.
축하해요. 축배는 각자 자기 회사에서 들도록
Mission
하죠.
accomplished. You have your golden bow. Let's all celebrate separately in each of our offices.
돈키호테 씨는 돈키호테 씨의 유해를
Don
수습하는
Quixote may
것이라고
believe that they are merely collecting Don Quixote's remains. P Corp isn't going to just stop at collecting his body, are they?
이제부터는
All
무의미한
further speculation is meaningless, Dante.
그리고
And perhaps one day, should Don Quixote realize the truth behind the matter,
이 일에 관련된
whatever
모든
it may
일을
be, she may come to resent all those who were involved in the process. Do I have to lie again?
아니요.
No,
그건 제가
I think that is my
감당해야 할
weight to
몫이라고
bear.
생각합니다.
Just how much he's sacrificing for the Golden Boughs. But I don't want to give up on this adventure just yet. Don Quixote chose to remain in this stage play, with the knowledge that she is an actor playing a role.
그런 표정으로 하지 마시게.
Prithee, regard me not with such an expression. I don't have a face, let alone an expression.
세상 만물에는
All of existence, from the swaying flowers in the meadows to the rolling pebbles in a stream, has expressions. What expression did she read for me, I wonder? I beseech thee, smile!
모든 건 단지
For all this is but a merry dream. No one thinks about what awaits them at the end of the journey when embarking on an adventure. But that unknown future, twinkling so tantalizing. I find it interesting how to acknowledge because 3 characters direct links to a head of a wing. Is what inevitably draws us toward to venture toward them. So I guess I'll smile like Don Quixote asked me to. Smile with an anticipation for what tomorrow holds. Oh noes!
그리하여 그들은 황금같이
Thus ends the tale in which they laid claim to another golden bough.
재미있는
It was an
이야기였어.
interesting tale.
그 아이들은
So,
아직
did they manage to tame the bough?
네.
They have indeed. I can't help but look forward to what kind of fruit this golden bough,
어떤
steeped in
대가를
so much struggle and bloodshed, will bear. And at what cost, too.
저는 조금 더
I intend to enjoy this play for a little while, for a little longer.
먼
For I must gaze into the far horizon
눈먼 자들이
and shine a light for the blinded, that I may turn them away from the seas they mustn't seek.
불이 꺼질 때마다
I'll spark the flame again and again should it go out,
끌어내려진 별
so that the fallen nebulae's homeward journey to the star may not be veiled in
그
shadows.
후에는
Once that is over and done with,
저 또한 별의
I suppose I shall also become a sovereign of a star, guided to my promised eternal respite. When that time comes, I will be able to find joy just by looking up at the skies.
나는 이제
I'll now wait for the sun to set into the gloaming before nightfall,
언젠가
waiting for the sheep one who fell from the skies will draw me. Huh? The heck is that supposed to mean?
또 한 줄 길을 남겼고 핏물진 길일 뿐이지만 세월이 지나면 홍우는 그제야 알게 되겠지. 이 홍우가 무엇을 바꾸었는지를.
Maybe some other time. Oh, wait. Wait, it's the chapter that gives us canonical power scaling for the sinners. Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't the last Walpurgis Nacht over back in July? Because if so, that means we're due for one in a couple of weeks or so. Okay, maybe more like 3 weeks. Oh.
군주가 나서
의로움을 세우기 위해서라면
죽겠어.
잠깐 번이
흑수 어디서 뱀 기어가는 소리 들리지 않아?
주인놈 뜻에 따라
걸맞는 곳이었.
나를 불렀나? 자, 의뢰로군. 필두, 출진.
Look for beyond the glass window as the sinews battle fiercely inside the large indoor arena. It also give us a Faust that explodes. Huh. I'm assuming she got better. There's one with every new Kanto. Okay. You damned imbeciles! What's the point of everyone rushing at the same enemy that's already staggered and nearly dead? Faust had attacked that entity first. The blame lies not with the others' delayed decisions. Apologies. Yet concerned was I that to not dispose swiftly of that foe would. I think this is a great show of teamwork. I had no idea how hopeless the sinners were in battle without my command. Damn it, why won't any of you listen to my orders? Oh, your genius orders had the lost his head and ended up dangling from 1/4 of a neck! It was a necessary sacrifice to gain an edge in battle. Worry thee not. How befitting of a hero it is to perish in place of her companion. Donkey! Don Quixote falls before the merciless onslaught of enemies. I had so many things I wanted to say to them, most of which were variations of, "You're doing it wrong." But I had no choice but to watch as their woefully abysmal decisions continued to bungle the fight. If I tried, this researcher next to me will get in my way, claiming that they haven't finished collecting the data. That sort of released Magical Dawn was the last one. This chapter also gave us the exploding character. I'm curious what the next... Has there been any word on what the next Walpurgis Nacht is going to be? This one's reaction speed to emergencies is exceptionally fast. So, can I help them now? Will you stop pacing and compose yourself? We're almost done here. That should be more than enough data. Take control, Manager. I had a lot I wanted to say, but... Oh. Let's help the sinners out of this bind first. The next one they're referring to already happened for this chapter. Okay, so they announced what the Walpurgis Nacht is gonna be, and like what the identities and that kind of stuff are gonna be when they announce the chapter, right? What the heck are these enemies supposed to be? Next would be in Rio's Contour, where we probably fight either Red Mist or Cheese. Cheese? Oh, you mean Chesed. Gets announced either through the CEO, tease it through a live stream, or close to when it comes out. Okay. Well, crap. By the way, that's not a joke. That's how we got a general design of Lord Hong Lu. I didn't think it was a joke.
알겠지만
이건 예상 못했나 봐. 날개를 펼치고 발톱을 걸어.
Hang on, how are they collecting data if Dante is giving orders? Maybe I forgot that part. They're pretty harebrained after all.
몰랐어?
Oh, goody.
조심하시죠. 전장에서 촌딱지럼 두리번거리고 있다가 피가 끓어오른 두개에게 쪼아먹힐 테니까.
Just gonna have to eat it, I guess. Eat it. Just eat it. Eat it. Ooh! This is your first encounter with the envy picks? Yeah, pretty much.
불가 위야 막아내지 못하리.
목을 떨궈주마. 넌 품을 틔울 수도 없겠지만. 물론 꺾어서 제쳐라. 그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데. 혈압도 바로.
Huh? Oh, great. They generated some resources too. Yay!
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
진짜 썩네.
바람 들어오는 대로
짓밟아라.
This is the hardest fight in Railway. It's just envy picks. Oh boy. That went well. As expected of our executive manager, the exceptional development of your strategic genius reminds me of the earlier years of my career. Uh-huh. Thanks. Phew, got anything to snack on, guys? I'm starving here after that brawl. You'll maintain an empty stomach for the duration of the tests. Next on the docket is... I would have asked Mirasol for a massage if I knew this was coming. Whose idea was this anyway? Well, if you really want to get into it, you can trace this right back to your vacation request, Gregor. Not that this wouldn't have happened without that, but yeah. Oh, come on, fellas. There's gotta be more to it than that. Sure there was. Not that it would have made any difference. Because, like Ishmael said, this all began with Gregor's particularly egregious stretching. Because they used the full stop gang in the fight immediately after his envy Kurukumu clan Rio. And then I think the backup units are burned.
가만있어. 모유만 뿌려주신다면 저희 두 개는 주분께서 혐오하시는 그 어떤 벌레도 모래판에 남기지 않아요. 두 개의 쓸만한 증거.
Oh, that didn't sound good. Or maybe there's some... maybe they're seeing a chiropractor as part of their health checkup. Wow, that sounded just now. Kurukumu Clan Ishmael. I didn't know a human body could make a sound like that. Oh, I was just doing some stretches. Can't seem to do them without making these noises nowadays. Huh? What do you mean, you can't? That right there's the creaking sound of time's ravages in the sink. Oof. I know Donnie's been turning the clock to rewind our time, but I feel like my joints are starting to grate. I know what you mean. I definitely don't feel as spry as I used to. Maybe the pain from repeatedly dying and reviving takes a toll after all. See, because for lust, everybody that is Kurukumu getting a breakable coin, and she has the blue skill. Oh, hey, one fragile. Boy. Yeah, dying sure is a pain. That's when Hong Lu flippantly threw out an innocent comment amidst the complaining sinners. Speaking of which, isn't it funny how Don Quixote is totally fine even though she's hundreds of years old? She's got to be the oldest of us by a lot, right? Hong Lu's unprompted catapulting of such a heavy subject brought the busy air inside the bus to a sudden stifling halt. I thought we were going to take some time to actually broach that subject, but you just bulldoze through the whole mess, huh? Ah, it must have made things awkward. I didn't realize everyone was so sensitive about their age. Well, Don, you're certainly old enough to become a fixer. Also, KK Gregor, if he has skill 3, one of your allies are most likely getting coin drop. That's tis not to concern thyself with, but not so. Of course, there is also someone who could not care less about the bus's air quality. Oi, Scoot! What's my designated seat you plenty your arse in? I'll whack ya! On the other hand, there's this guy without a care in the world. Almost makes me wonder if he even remembers what just happened. Well, maybe this is your chance to get back at him for treating you harshly. Don Quixote, I'm sure you can... Zink, I've never seen your eyes sparkle like that before. I'm quite fond of the current temperament of our company. Unless young Heathcliff here suddenly morphs into a villainous scoundrel, I've nary a wish to exact violence upon him, and... Right, now that's over. Right, now that's over with. Let's all shut up, keep the chinwag to a minimum, yeah? Seems plenty villainously dickish to me. What sucks is the actual boss after this, I think, is a really fun fight. You just really have to play around it, around its gimmick. Anyways, my only one thinking that that it's about time we got the thing. What thing? The thing? You know, the thing that we tried a while ago, but didn't get to enjoy due to some unforeseen issues. No, I'm not sure that was it. Not that. Don't you remember when we even played volleyball by that big body of water? Contextual clues suggest that he's making a request for a vacation. Yep, absolutely, yep. Let's all go to a spa or something. Relax, get massages to loosen up our muscles some, please. You still have some expectations for employees? For employers? Ah, I recall that young Marisol had given thee quite the exquisite massage, hath he not? I have an astute knowledge of the major muscle groups and nerve structures of the human body. For many weeks following that massage, my body was deprived of any sensory stimulation. It's going to say that it can one-shot one of your characters. Oh yeah, that sounds problematic. Thus, I understood it was the philosophy of Marisol's physical therapy that the most infallible methodology of convalescence from pain is to remove any and all stimulation, including that of pain. It seems that the time is here. Virgilius? Yes, I knew that this day would eventually come. The day's here. Why is everyone acting so serious all of a sudden? Guardian's observation is correct. While turning the clock does indeed turn the time, a certain degree of exacerbating fatigue cannot be alleviated. This necessitates that we employ a certain measure to verify the status of each sinner. What? What could it possibly be that it needs this much build-up? In other words, it is time for the Limbus companies. She actually says dramatic gulping noise. Those for one-shots for your characters. All the allies have to do with an AoE attack. Oh, joy. And then it does a similar thing where it summons an ally and you gotta kill that ally before he one-shots it. Oh! It's, Der Fleischschutz. Regular checkup? We did get a call from the higher-ups a while ago requesting that we send the singers in for a regular checkup. But it was repeatedly delayed due to several limiting circumstances on our end. They have been obnoxiously hounding us for quite some time. I'm starting to get tired of explaining their absence. Checkup? What checkup? Don't be so on edge, Heathcliff. Such proceedings are regular occurrences at most corporations. I've never personally experienced it myself, but it sounds like they're just checking to see how we're doing health-wise. I turned around getting ready to say, right, Ishmael? Ishmael's 1,000-yard stare. Let's see, in a while there's an S-tier character to use in that fight. I can't help but find like her 1,000-yard stare for this rather comical, only to come face to face with Ishmael's shocked expression frozen onto her face. Well, this is unexpected. I thought Ishmael, with her worldly experiences, would leap onto this opportunity to lecture us all about how things worked outside Limbus Company. Regular checkups are... Oh, you're getting up to explain what it is. Coolio! You got 30 seconds to wrap it up. Ready, set, go! No. Not the regular checkup. Miss Ishmael's expression seems to suggest otherwise, Mr. Odia. I did hear that some fixer offices or associations employ varying methodologies when it comes to regular checkups, depending on their characteristics. What the heck association was she with? I mean, that explains the 1,000-yard stare. There's no way it could be R Corp because the clones are only allowed to they're only allowed to live for 7 days. And I'm pretty sure she's more than 7 days old. Locked up until there's only one left standing. Locked. Blood by colleagues, the only key to escape. What kind of checkup did she have to go through? Ishmael wasn't the only one with a pale face. Only one responded with a pale-faced abject horror at this suggestion. Dude, do you even understand what kind of regular checkup you're getting into? I'm asking if you're prepared to go through the regular checkup, no matter what happens in the process. Yeah, it sounds like the rabbits, but like I said, there's no way it could have been with ArcCorp because the clones that they use are only allowed to get around like some kind of taboo, whatever, for cloning. They only live for 7 days, or was it 10, or whatever. And he prepared to endure through everything that. What's wrong with this bloke now? He's looking all pale. I don't understand why everyone's making such a big deal out of this. I don't think it's that bad. I think we used to have annual health checkups back in school, too. What kind of checkups? They'd put us in all the same room, measuring heights, weights, running some basic fitness tests. Prithee, wherefore do they seek the measures of such characteristics? Must you really ask? A full knowledge and analysis of each shoulder's status is indispensable intelligence for officers to have on hand. I'm pretty sure it's just that they can't escape. What soldiers? I was talking about my school. Why, so that don't explain shit about why you need to know that, does it? I didn't find it necessary to spray people with those stinking chemicals just to see if someone's got lice in their clothes. That's oddly specific, Heathcliff. He must have gone through his share of rough checkups too as a kid, I guess. Y'all keep asking questions with the most obvious answers. In fact, I've been wondering when they'd test us. Otis confidently marched up to the front of other citizens with an assertive grin, as though she'd been waiting for this very moment. The true purpose of this checkup must be to elect a true authority amongst us. Right! Don Quixote Electric Boogaloo. A true authority? By our parlance, true authority. Could it be that you are questioning whom among us is our leader? But I'm standing right here! I humbly request that you avoid plaguing yourself with any unnecessary misunderstandings about my suggestion, Executive Manager. Of course, I must preface this with the declaration that there cannot be an iota of doubt toward Executive Manager Dante's authority. Okay. But was this not always a topic of great contention among us? That which of us is most fit to command this squad of sitters? Isn't it Ishmael, or maybe Faust? That's what I thought too. This lack of cohesion is precisely why we always fail to face our enemies as a team. Always scrambling, always underprepared, always taken by surprise. You must always be ready to drop to the ground and give 500 push-ups. 500? I think you misplaced a decimal there, Otis. Whatever your superior commands you to do so. Always maintain the willingness to sacrifice your well-being and life for the sake of glorious victory of your allies. It's all missing. Where is your readiness for self-sacrifice? No one's arguing with you, Otis. Who are you even talking to? Aha, so to summarize, the regular checkup entails putting us all in a small room and making us fight to the last sinner standing? Silence fell upon Honglu's succinct summary. Figure she would enjoy that. I've been looking forward to this. Screw it, I'll give you a lot one hell of a fight. My fist used to be bloody infamous on the back streets. Fine, so that's how we're doing this, huh? I'm ready to roll. Guys, this isn't... Okay, so where are we off to? The battle... excuse me, the regular checkup takes place at... The sinners seem to be under some serious misunderstanding about what the regular checkup entailed, but Faust had obviously long given up on correcting them. The headquarters. The headquarters you speak of must be the headquarters of Limbus Company? Yes. Oh, we're finally getting to visit the headquarters, huh? A whole year after they hired us. We should be right on time upon immediate departure. This instant, thou sayest? Yet my heart is faint prepared. Prithee, allow us some time to prepare our travel provisions. Where's the HQ anyway? Hopefully it's not too far from here. That is a secret. Moreover, I'd like to inform you that it exists in a location inaccessible via Mephistopheles. Oh, come on. How are we supposed to get there if you're not going to tell us where it is? Inaccessible via Mephistopheles? You're not about to suggest that we board the warp trains again, are you? Fie! I should ever board the warp trains again! Indeed, we will not be boarding the warp train for this journey. So are we taking the back doors or something? Yeah, good point. Let's take the let's take them doors instead. Sound suggestion. However, in lieu of sufficient information regarding each door, the destination may hold an element of randomness. Or, due to the variable nature of its activation period, the resultant destination may not reflect our intended end coordinates. Or an unexpected closure mid-passage through the frame may behoove us to bid the company our last farewell as embark on an untimely journey of no return. Are you sure this is a sound suggestion? I'd take that bloody train instead. At least we won't remember what happened once it's over and done with. So, further research was necessary to ensure safe transportation to the intended destinations. Further research? Are you implying that you made modifications to the back door? A close assessment. However, it would be more accurate to say that the back door was merely used as a reference. How did you even make the time for research? Were you doing everything with us the whole time? LCA and Faust established multiple communications with a certain new wing aspirant company during the spare hours between our travels to garner multiple cooperation efforts regarding the stabilization of the back door. I know, Wing. Are they looking to take over L-Corp's vacancy or something? Quite sharp, Gregor, but the direction of your intuition could be improved. It's a company seeking to seize the imminent vacancy of the ever-declining W Corp. And they be falling. W Corp. Is that so? Yeah, that makes sense. Stories of W Corp's decline have been spreading more and more as of late, and I'm not surprised that some companies would consider this to be an opportunity. Talking to herself in another reality seems accurate. These papers also feature op-eds regarding a possible management crisis at W Corp, with many of them discussing the mysterious disappearances as well. I see, so they've been furtively planning and preparing to take over W Corp's position as a wing. But to supplant a wing even before it falls on its own? Now that's certainly peculiar. They must have something, a scheme perhaps in the works, and to with such ambitious parties is the headquarters looking to start a war of the wings? At this moment, am not privy to such details. This Otis really didn't make predictions in such rashness. Recall that W Corp has been mired in troubles both internal and external, having fallen to such desperation as to seek the assistance of our company. It is no wild presumption to predict that it shall crumble ere the advent of such violent pandemonium. I wonder if this up-and-coming corporation is looking to just kind of buy out W Corp. Probably from the workers that visit the library. For indeed, inefficiency is the bane of technology that brings ruination to those that fail to overcome it. Our research efforts, however, were quite efficient and successful. Its mechanisms are similar to that of the back door, but it eliminates the corridor. Instead, it establishes a direct connection from one door to another. A portal, if you will. Ah, so someone's been thinking with portals. Did Gladys help you with this? So you resolved all the aforementioned side effects then? Not quite. Similar difficulties to the aforementioned cases were observed. Sometimes the accuracy of the target destination coordinates were lacking. Or in other cases, the activation period would be cut short, cause the door to shut prematurely, and amputate the subject as they're traversing between doors. Yeah, that would be a problem. There has been much progress in the stabilization efforts, however, minimizing pantasection incidents. Most recent incidents have been limited to bisections. That's still a problem! Bisection certainly is an improvement over pentasection. They both sound equally awful to me. I would not behold mine own left and right shoes so cruelly sundered, forced to be so far apart upon our coming to the headquarters. Did you ever learn that a cake is a lie? Yes, I did. I'm actually planning to go through Portal 3 when it comes out, and honestly, I'm thinking I'm probably going to speedrun Portal 2 as a warm-up. Well, more or less speedrun it. Well. All this idle chatter and unnecessary concerns tells me that your bus life may have been too uneventful lately. Ahem. Looks like the research arrived while you were wasting time. I saw a large and unfamiliar vehicle through the window. Is that the vehicle? It's got no windows, though. How tiresome. Now, off the bus. Yeah, I know they're making a third. Valve finally learned how to count to 3. Once we disembarked the bus, we made our way into this unfamiliar vehicle of sorts. Its interior was mostly metallic, filled to the brim with convoluted-looking machines, and on the opposite end of the entrance, a massive door loomed over us. This is... Assistance from P-Corp in the process of developing this device was indispensable. Wait, that means... In courts with young Cesara, are you... Hoiday! Much did I aspire to regale with the tale of the contract's glorious completion, mine heroism and bravery. 'Tis quite unfair of thee to meet her all by thy lonesome, young Faust. It'd be funny if they changed the name to a Portal Revelations or something. I don't know. Your concerns will be taken into account next time. Faust seemed relieved. Ah, worry thee not, for thou hast availed us the sights of Limbus company headquarters. Thy tit hath been tetted for. There are numerous reasons for which you were not yet allowed into the headquarters, but as it would be a fruitless effort to explicate them all, we'll not cover that subject here. Feel glad to hear that we're not sitting through another lecture. The primary reason is, however, that there were several limitations to bring the members of our department to the headquarters brought upon by frequent transnest movements and irregular scheduling of our missions. Why do you say that if you were going to explain anyway? Wait, more importantly, what's that about collaborating with P-Corp? Boy, here we go again. P-Corp singularity can be summarized by the following 4 words. Expansive space warping technology. Or Time Lord technology. Oh, right. Did you say that Miss Cesara told you something about how the principle of P-Corp singularity is a lot like how La Mancha Land works? Right. La Mancha Land was much larger on the inside than it looked from the outside. Oh yeah, I've been meaning to ask. Don't other wings already make liberal use of different kinds of space-expanding singularities? How should I put this? Isn't it a bit too mundane of a city tech for P-Corp to call space manipulation as a unique thing? That was quite the intelligent question. Compliments! How nice. Ishmael is correct in suggesting that technology to expand a given space is commonly employed technology by other wings as well. An example of one such invention making use of this space expansion technology, but isn't a P-Corp singularity, would be Mephistopheles. The ultimate purpose of P-Corp's space expansion technology is to create the safest place in the world. Gee, that sounds familiar. Perfectly protected construct, its interior sheltered from the world outside no matter how severely its exterior is battered. To have a sound structural integrity, no matter what, its interior is safe from any and all harm. Therefore, the more expensive the P-Corp product, the safer its interior is from damaging outside conditions such as extreme pressure or shock. Perhaps the way in which the interior is completely insulated from the outside is incomparable to a full disconnect from the outside world by sheltering in a separate dimension. Yeah, kind of like the interior of the TARDIS. In conclusion, the exterior of this vehicle utilized P-Corp singularity, which means that it can protect its interior from all forms of impact. Not to mention that it has enough room to hold more than 13 people inside. Don't dimensional trunks or containers also transport things to other dimensions? What's with the nervousness there, Sinclair? Sync, why are you freezing up all of a sudden? Come to think of it, those two are the only ones with the Deviant Association identities. There was this creepy story that used to circulate among kids back when I was in school. Here's how it goes. So a Deviant Association employee makes a delivery to a house that looks away for a second. And a curious kid crawls into their courier trunk and... I'm gonna stop the story here. Look, that story kept me up at night for a whole week, okay? I couldn't stop having nightmares about that scenario where... Hey, come on. Sometimes a story is just a story. Not necessarily. Unfortunately, the story that inspired Sinclair's week-long nightmares was most like an accurate retelling of a true story. Several regulations were added to Haunted Deviant Association's rules to prevent in the cases of people being stored in dimensional containers. From a certain perspective, it may be said that the warp technology employed by W Corp shares a degree of similitude. The parallel lies in the fact that it also transports humans to a different dimension. The difference being that they are packaged in a safer manner. Therefore, perhaps enough of a connection exists to say that they operate on the same scale. Anywho, the point is that we'll always have access to the headquarters as long as we have this vehicle thing, right? Oh, hey, I just had an interesting idea. What if the company that's going to take over W Corp ends up having a singularity in the form of the infinite improbability drive? And it just kind of zips people around the city to different nests that way. That'd be neat. This will also make the logistics of communication supply much more convenient. One question, however, how does the company plan to move this instrument? As I expect, it would be much trouble on its own. Has that detail been hashed out yet? No. In order to establish a more tangible level of communication with Limbus Company headquarters, an effective means of transportation such as this vehicle will be installed in the nests across the city. In summary, an efficient means of transportation such as this vehicle here, developed using P Corp and this aspirant W Corp's technology, will gradually be installed at various points across the city. In every nest? Of course not. The technology is still experimental. It is astronomically expensive to install and operate. Virgilius gave us a firm clarification. Activating now. Faust tinkers with various machines and contraptions within the vehicle, and the giant door from earlier began to tremble, making a loud noise. Wherefore is that gate over yonder shuddering so? Energies now linked are routing toward that gate. When the gauge displays around the glowing door filled, the door began to slowly open. Entering now. When it fully opened, Faust made her way inside like it was just another door. Well, let's follow her inside. There's a bizarre and incomprehensible noise of machines coupled with a low droning noise. Yes, we have arrived. Welcome to the Limbus Company headquarters. This place is teeming with people dressed in all sorts of odd outfits, walking briskly between their busy schedules. Hear heavy doors opening and closing from here and there, alongside that odd sensation I've been feeling from time to time. Looks a lot like Lobotomy Corporation. Because those kind of look like containment units there. It's the floor of the LCE department. LCE? Lice? Ha! Hopefully we'll get proudly straight into the HQ's front gate one day.
동구싱크 3 돈키호테.
Right, are we waiting for something to happen? Or all suddenly unfamiliar with the concept of introducing ourselves? Given that no one appears to be willing to introduce me, allow me the liberty of self-introduction. My name is Hohenheim, the chief researcher of this company. Oh, does he have two sons? Just remember, folks, nothing brings the family together quite like alchemy. To be precise, he's the chief researcher of the LCE department. To be more precise, I'm the chief researcher responsible for the entirety of Limbus Company. To be even more precise, the only reason he retains that role is because Yiseng and I have been excluded from the research personnel files due to our statuses as sinners. Someone must stay behind to continue the research, after all. Aha, so you two are friends? Well, it seems entirely unnecessary to establish a label in this relationship. It could be said that we are acquaintances who routinely and unwillingly maintain a regular level of communication with one another. I'm in agreement, for the first time since we were acquainted. I hear that our department has reached out several times to yours to remind you of this regular checkup. The nature of the LCB department necessitates that we are constantly on the move from one nest to another, which makes it rather difficult for us to give you an immediate reply. I might have expected someone like you to already be well aware of this obvious detail. Yes, I was very well aware. I'm also quite aware of the fact that your department has been giving us that same reply over and over again like an answering machine. This must be Dante, the executive manager of the Limbus Company Sinners. I'd like to say hi, nice to meet you, but I don't suppose he can hear what I'm saying. The manager extends their greetings. Charmed. It is grueling, arduous work to be in a position of leadership, especially when communication issues come into play. Sometimes I cannot help but wonder if my researchers and I are even speaking the same language. So I do commiserate. How odd. Their clothes are... yes, let me introduce you to Martin and Alyssa, two of the few researchers directly in my command. Are they wearing gear extracted from abnormalities? But how? I happen to have someone who recognizes them. Are they like gears scavenged from the former L Corp? Well, there are partial similarities to their gears. Enough differences are present to distinguish them. Indeed, we attempted our own brand of extractions, successfully, I might add. While the news of the production of Ego Gear in Limbus Company's style was already received, this is the very first time they were observed in person. So, you must have abnormalities contained in this facility. So, that's why I've been sensing abnormalities in here, huh? But I'm sensing distortions in Pecatula, too. Indeed, as they are contained in research subjects for LCE department as well. Faust closely observed the ego gear Hohenheim was wearing like an exceptionally harsh judge in a fashion contest. Apart from a few imperfections in the finish, the level of ego extraction visible here is quite acceptable. Input appreciated. This is a product of thousands of repeated experiments and subsequent failures that have been meticulously conducted and studied in order to extract it with an acceptable level of stability. But at the end of the day, I did it, like I always do. You did it? Are you sure you want to take all the credit when your team is standing right behind you? You're used to it. Oi! Oh, piss off! I'm going mad surrounded by these self-absorbed twats. I'm just about ready to get involved in some poor bastard. Let's get all the checkups so I can get back to the boss, yeah? I feel the very same urgency you express. There's much we must cover, regrettably, given that this is the first ever regular checkup performed as a group since your employment. Faust also does not wish to pass more time without substance. Let us begin. Very well. Our first task shall be to assess your abilities in response to emergency situations. Wait, you just pressed something. Emergency situations? The walls of the laboratory suddenly started separating and sliding into place. When it settled, I realized that it had locked the scissors away in some kind of hold, isolating them from me, Virgilius, and Karan. What the hell? What the hell? This is just an ambush! Yes, it is. The purpose of this test is to measure your behavior in response in case of a surprise attack, so ambush it is. Was this discussed beforehand, Virgilius? You look anxious, Dante. Well, I suppose you weren't let in on this either. I wasn't, for your information. Just go with the flow, Dante. So it goes would be an apt response. I'll finish a room somewhere where Kara and I might sit down and enjoy some nice tea. Come find me with Faust once this is over. Kara wants cake too. Oh, hey, we've got some leftover cake from our last office party. Come this way, please. But I was told the cake is a lie. An employee appeared and led Virgilius and Kana away into a nearby office. Okay, so this is the regular checkup, huh? Let's get this done.
보여내라. 묘야. 길을 열어라.
이 거리면 충분해. 너한테 멀겠지만.
그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데. 몰아넣었으니 더는 못 따라나.
불가피야.
넌
막아내지
숨을
못해.
틔울 수도 없겠구나.
깨우치시게.
혈액도 바로. 한화 휴지. 개인의 꼴물지 마시오. 전장에 전념하시오.
Alright.
일기당천. 고작 이 정도 탕류의 허덕이나. 몰아넣었으니 더는 못 따라나. 이건 예상 못했나봐.
어머, 놀랐어?
What kind of brain dead decision making is that?
불가피야.
시비
깨우치시게.
이야 깔끔하게 물었군.
Oh, let's leave one of them standing. How about no? So I heard you like tier 3? Huh? Dog pile! We went through various tests, including command ability trials using Pekatula and Vidier. Hark! Major Esquire! Hey ho! I have attained a score most perfect! To be surpassed by Miss Don Quixote in a contest of knowledge. Must I delve further in my studies? You saying about... We're testing our fixer association knowledge, huh? Totally! Honestly, she's got more than enough fixer fixation for the entire bus. All kinds of general knowledge, trivia quizzes... That's the first thing you focus on when meeting a new person. Look in their eyes? How strong they look? Bloody hell, this ain't easy. Your leadership style is... strong, decisive, and goal-oriented. I think that's more his subordinate style. You are Bearsalt? We were finally allowed a quick break after going through all kinds of mysterious, strange personality tests as well. Next, basic fitness test for all sinners. We can finally get started on the real meat of this checkup. Wait, then what were all those tests you guys were running on us? They could fulfill our private curiosities. Still, I'd say this was very productive. We now know a lot about you guys that'll help us support the LCB going forward. Alright, we're gonna go over some tests that can be conducted in groups first. Please form a line here. Snap a picture, alright. Face the camera. Snap another picture. I like how she's giving a peace sign there. What? Like this? Well, let's get this over with. Looks like we've got a long day ahead of us. Wow, these are some comfy clothes they've given us. Why, I could totally see myself wearing these to sleep. To sleep. Yeah, to sleep. They're LCE properties, so you better return them as soon as we're done here. Gotcha. By the way, can you take a look at my wrist here before we actually get started? I've been feeling a bit of soreness there, but Dante won't turn the clock for just me, you know. Turning the clock for such trivialities may cause the formation of an unfavorable habit. Perhaps Versal can remedy your pain. I'm always prepared to administer necessary aid should you request it. Actually, you know what? I'm totally fine now. Don't you worry. Please stand still. If you think I can't see some of your tiptoes, you'd be very wrong. Heels on the ground, please. But my heels are on the ground. She might have been referring to Don Quixote. Yep. And can you stuff out your cigarettes before the test begins? Oh, this one isn't it. It's just there so I can look cool. Aha. And what about bold but scram? Okay, so the basic group tests are complete. I seem to have forgotten something quite important. I had to establish prior to beginning the tests in earnest. I need an assistant. An assistant? I need an assistant to help me smooth out the testing procedures. Oh, you got two of them already, right behind you if you need directions. Oh, not Mr. Hohenheim's assistant. We're specifically assistant researchers. Yes, of course. There's much that distinguishes these two occupations. I'd like for one of you to be my assistant for the duration of this checkup. Would you suddenly raise your hand? I wasn't planning on asking for volunteers, but now that you've raised your hand, I'll give you the floor. Don't ask me to do it. It's just not my vibes, you know? I'll take a researcher job, though. I'm a big fan of her style. Rodya trailed off, greedily caressing the clothes of one of the researchers. What? What are you doing? I didn't really have you in mind anyway, but duly noted nonetheless. I would also like to refuse your nomination. The position of an assistant at Hohenheim implies that the said assistant is, when it comes to skill, inferior to the person they are assisting. Again, I didn't have you in mind either, but your passionate expression of intent is nonetheless appreciated. I want to hook up with this band idea, putting two smart asses together to waste time putting out each other's minor mistakes. If I were to talk about myself, I want to open by saying I was a class vice president in school, a diligent model student who assiduously facilitated the tasks of the class president. Most of them are getting so anxious to get picked here. Do you fellas actually want to be his assistant? Getting in the front and center of the things is just bothersome, you know. I kind of felt like I had to apply for the position for some reason. Well, the decision has already been made. Do note that the selection criteria is fully based on my very subjective opinion. You there, orange-haired sinner. Ishmael almost threw me to the ground as she confidently strode up to the front of the line. Greetings, Mr. Honam. As you must be aware, if you've taken a look at my documents, I've really let anyone down during my various tenures at offices and associations. I have nothing to worry about as long as I'm by your side. Also, can I add this experience to my resume if I ever get a chance to submit a transfer request to work at the headquarters? Didn't you know you were still holding on to that hope. I called on you to ask you to move because you were standing in front of the sinner I chose. Everyone turned around to look at Heathcliff, who's absent-mindedly scratched at the bridge of his nose. Huh? Me? It seemed that Ishmael was even more shocked than Heathcliff was. But, why? I'm right here. Why'd you pick someone like... It is a common misconception among many researchers to assume that the higher their level of education, the more elaborate their resume, the better candidate one makes for a research project participant. But that's just common sense, isn't it? At least when it comes to research. However, were you aware that most great discoveries are made from a potent mix of spontaneity and intuition? Perfect descriptor for our friend here, I would say. Where's the lie? What say you, Heathcliff? I believe that this aggressive and passionate approach of yours gives you more than sufficient qualification to command and lead them in my stead. Is that right? He replied, scratching his head. Be honest now, you saying you were kind of looking forward to getting picked, weren't you? It is but fate that things that were once good in the eyes of the mainstream are to be made less desirable with the passage of time. And when one does fall out of favor, the intelligentsia of the bygone days must readily excuse themselves to the realm of memories of the past. Yiseng replied with a particularly downcast look. I'm glad to have you on board as my new assistant. Well, you know, so, what have I got to do now? Nothing too complicated. You only need to liberally express your free spirit, just as you are now. Now I see what he's doing. Oh, and I'm sure knows which one of the group to coax to make things go over smoothly. Martin whispered quietly at me in a voice that only I could hear.
또 한 줄 길을 남겼구나. 핏물진 길일 뿐이지만 세월이 지나면 홍호는 그제야 알게 되겠지. 이 홍로가 무엇을 바꾸었는지를.
No such thing as too many extraction tickets. Especially after Thursday. How many do I have? 8. Okay.
하루가 저물어가는 동안
I could have checked through there too. Derp! Yeah, I'm actually a bit over my time. So, I'll be calling it here. As always, folks, thank you for watching. And peace I leave with you this day.